I just want to take a couple of minutes and talk about what I think is the next important step on this journey, and that is the election of Senator Hillary Clinton to be President of the United States. This is heavily about 2014 and about the work we need to do for Vincent. But Vincent, I know you'll permit me just a couple of minutes on this because it's so important. I've been in politics for 20 years now. My first election to city council was 20 years ago Tuesday. First Tuesday in May, elected to city council in Richmond. The 20 years has gone by just like that. And I've been a mayor and a governor and now senator representing the Commonwealth, and I have the same passion about our future that you all do. And a year and a half into being in the Senate, I see how important it is to have the right partner to work with in the White House. Some of you know I was the first elected official outside Illinois to support President Obama when he started to run. I signed on in 2006. I'm in the Senate now, and I'm watching things, and I just am passionate about you've got to have the right partner in the White House for the good of the country. I've decided that the right thing for the country, our growing, diverse, innovative, dynamic country, is to do all we can to elect Secretary Clinton to be our next president. Now, I think Hillary is the best person to be America's 45th president for a lot of reasons. She's a classic American optimist with the background and experiences necessary to lead our country in a very complicated world. She's got a deep history of engagement in domestic policy issues, starting with her work with the Children's Defense Fund before young Bill Clinton was even governor of Arkansas. And whether it's the economy and jobs or education or equal status of all or children and family programs, she's been a champion on raising the minimum wage. When she was First Lady, she helped build the CHIP program, the national program that provides health insurance for kids. It's a spectacular program. She understands the challenges facing Americans from all walks of life, and she's got the skill and experience to improve the everyday lives of our people. On international and foreign policy, what can you say? I mean, she has a superb background. Her work as First Lady, where she was a capital A ambassador for the United States around the globe all the time, Senator and Secretary of State, has given her an unmatched knowledge of the world, of our allies and our opponents, and of people, leaders, public and private, who are going to be our partners for progress in the year ahead. As Secretary of State, she helped work to restore our reputation globally and work to build the sanctions regime that has got Iran to the negotiating table now to talk about an end, God willing, to their nuclear program and so many other things. So domestic policy and international policy, she has the background, but the thing that probably for me is the most powerful is I just am proud of or really awed by the degree to which she has faced one challenge after the next over a very long period of time with an incredible degree of grace. I mean, I asked myself, and I know what the answer is, could I face the challenges over the 20, 30 years of challenges with the degree of grace that she has shown? I know I couldn't, and I don't think many people in public life can. She's got the accumulated backbone and scar tissue and wisdom and judgment, all of those things that are what you need in a leader. And we're going to need them because our country has so many challenges. Virginia has challenges. South Carolina has challenges. We've got to take a growing economy and make it grow faster. And while we're making it grow faster, we have to make sure it grows for everybody. We got to give people that mobility to move on up that Vincent's talking about in his campaign and not have people locked into a dead end of economic inequality. We've got to keep advancing on promoting affordable health care for all, not rolling back and not letting people in office who want to roll our progress back. We've got to promote that great Jeffersonian ideal, the equality of all, and whether it's women who want to serve in the military free from bias or harassment, or people of color who see hard-won voting rights being whittled away, or immigrants who want to pay taxes and be a full part of American society, or LGBT Americans who want their relationships acknowledged just like anybody else. We've got to keep the promises we made to this generation of proud veterans. And we're drawing, 2014 is a pivotal year for us. We will be out of combat operations in Iraq. 13 years of war will be coming to an end. And we have a proud millions of veterans. And we've got to keep our promises to them in health care and job opportunities, and enable them to be the leaders in civilian life that they have been in military life. And so all of these challenges, and the challenges we have around the globe to continue to battle extremism and to build allies the right way and to promote the equality of women and all people around the globe, these are big challenges. Now, I just feel like this is a job description for the next President of the United States, and the very list of challenges that I put on the table tells me who the president should be. And that's why I'm standing here today and encouraging Hillary Clinton to run. I have no inside intel or knowledge about her decision-making process, I don't. But I'm encouraging her to run, and I'm pledging my support for her candidacy, and I'm hoping that you'll do the same thing. Now, some of you might say, why do this now and why do this here? 2016 is a long time away. Here's why I decided when I was invited to come to South Carolina to the JJ, then I was invited to come and address this women's leadership breakfast, why I decided I just wanted to say this right here, right now. I kind of had made up my mind, and I don't know if you're like me, but I make up my mind, I said, I just want to get it off my chest. I'm not good at keeping a secret. I'm not good at thinking about something. I make up my mind, I want to get it off my chest, and I made up my mind recently, and I realized in 2006, nearly 2 years before the presidential election of 2008, I told my friend, then Senator Barack Obama, his mother and grandmother from the same tiny farm town in Kansas that my mother and grandmother are from, I told him that I would support him if he ran for president. Now, I did that really early, and people thought I was kind of nutty for doing it. I mean, even the president told me later he thought I was kind of nutty for doing it. He said, Tim, because I appreciate your loyalty, but I did question your common sense a little bit. Then, as the governor, you signed on so early, but I did it for this reason. I figured he was the right person for the job, but I also figured getting there would be hard. Getting there would be hard. And I figured that the sooner I started to help, the more helpful I could be. And so I decided I'd state my support for Senator Clinton today, early, for the same reason. She's the right person for the job. I'll be starting my 5th year in the Senate on Inauguration Day in 2017, and I know I will want to have a strong partner. But she's the right person for the job, but getting there will be hard. Don't believe anything you see about she might be a front runner. Do not believe that for a minute. If electing Hillary Clinton, if electing a woman president was like an easy thing, it would have happened already. If it were easy for women to achieve top leadership in this country, we'd have more than 18% women serving in Congress. You know, here's a statistic I learned this week. I think I'm right on this. I want to go back and check to make sure I'm right. But I think right now, in the national legislative body of Afghanistan, where women couldn't be elected anything 11 years ago, where girls couldn't even be in school 11 years ago, there's now a higher percentage of women in the national legislature in Afghanistan than there is in the United States. If it were easy for women to achieve leadership position, more than 5% of Fortune 500 CEOs would be president, would be CEOs. So don't believe anything you hear about front runner or whatever. This is going to be hard. And the sooner we start, the more helpful we'll be. So that's why I decided I would just say this right now. I'm encouraging my constituents in Virginia to do the same. Ready for Hillary's got material on your desk. They've already got more than 2 million supporters. And I would ask you to think about pledging your support right now so that as Secretary Clinton thinks about whether or not to run, she knows that if she does, she'll have millions of us ready to take the field with her and make sure she wins. And now we got to focus everything we can on 2014 here in South Carolina and around the country. Because although you know, we talked last night and you're going to talk today about this governor's race, but you also know around the country, you know, we've got issues like will the Senate remain in Democratic hands? Important for the Supreme Court. Important for priorities like equal pay and minimum wage. And it's going to be tough. And we know that midterm non-presidential elections, the thing that's the really tough part is is turnout. Turnout drops. And turnout drops on both sides. But we, I think our turnout on the Democratic side tends to be like this, and the Republican turnout tends to be a little bit like this. And so we know on our side we've got the work to do to make sure the turnout is there so we can be successful. But that's why you do what you do. And that's why you were handing out the Unsung Hero Awards, because you've already proven that this is something that you know how to do. The stakes are high for South Carolina. You have a superb gubernatorial candidate who's going to take you to a brighter and brighter future. And I know, and he knows, that if you do what you know how to do, we'll win. We'll win. Thanks so much. Thank you.